Welcome back, everybody. Today I will offer you some more evidence of the bigger Earth. As you know, I think that the moon map is the map of the bigger Earth. Recently I came to the conclusion that the images of the shuttle are actually images of the bigger Earth. I used to think, like all flat earthers, that all NASA images were CGI, so I refused to look at them. So let's take a look at the new evidence, which are the images you are looking at right now. Nothing special, you will think. Think star constellations. Look at the strange light pattern. Now you see the camera is turning because they want to show you something. And off they go, flying around the Earth, which is hard to believe for me that it's not a ball. But for the moment that's not important, so let's turn this back and see what we can find about this star system. Because I think this star constellation is the Pleiades. Here you see various pictures of it, but none of them is exactly the same. And that is probably because it is filmed from a different angle. Let's take that as our first puzzle piece and see if there is any confirmation in the following pieces. Well, if this is Pleiades, we might take a look at the other constellations in the neighborhood of the Pleiades. So, next to the Pleiades we have Taurus. Taurus with the V shape, but only one star is visible, and that would be Aldebaran. Next to Taurus we have Orion. Well, I tried to find the exact location of the stars, but maybe this picture will make it a bit clearer. A man holding a club. For the people who remember a video from the older days, where I tried to find the star pattern of Orion on the moon map, I was able to find Orion and the Pleiades. Let's relocate this cluster of craters. Go to the moon map, and there of course we have our crater Sulpicius Gallus M, which is the star Sirius. Let's move to the right to the 3 stars of Orion. Move it more north to the cluster of craters, reflected in the firmament as Pleiades. Let's start from this location and see if we can find some more evidence. Let's zoom in. Let's start with this remarkable place here. Now take a look at the shuttle map, and we can find a very strange spot here. Let's zoom in and compare. It's at a different angle, of course, but we're getting close. Let's take a look again at the shuttle images and take a look at this strange crater. Back to the moon map and go to the right from that strange spot. compare the location again. Take a close-up of the two craters, the one on the moon map and the one from the shuttle images. For people who saw my video Crater Earth and the Phantom Planets, know that this crater reflected in the dome is the Kuiper belt or the Kuiper belt.
And here we go again, people. The flying ball circus. Using this music, I must be crazy.
Well, I wonder who is crazy here. Zoom out again, so you have the spot, the strange spot, the Kuiper belt, and here below you have the claw form. Back to the shuttle images and zoom into this claw form and compare it. Now move to the right, looking for similarities. I don't know about you, but I see a lot of similarities, and especially the Kuiper belt. When you take a look again at these images, you realize that the reflection of this piece of land is our solar system. When you hear the word global warming, you start seeing things in different perspective. In the previous video I showed you images of Mars. You have the crater, the Snake River and the feather on the foreground. So I found a new one. There it is, the snake. Compare it with previous images of Mars. Quite similar, with the feather on the foreground. While I was making this video, one of my viewers posted a link. Well, you can't believe this. Look at the date. I will put a link for the article. Possibility of intelligent life on Mars. Well, I hope they don't refer to themselves. But it's very interesting. Look at the two pictures they are showing. These are exactly the same I have been showing in the previous video. You have the feather and you have this little crater by the seaside. Very strange. Probably all coincidence. Let me come back to the previous video I deleted. Well, the reason was very simple. I made a mistake. Let me explain it to you. I thought the images you are seeing now were images of our crater. I clearly saw the silhouette of our crater, but the main element was that I also saw the airstrip of the Epcot map. I even made a 3D map of what I thought was our crater, and you see Mount Miro, the V-shaped entrance, so I thought, yeah, this is it. But when I published this video, one of my viewers reported, hey, I know this place. It is the Valley of Searles, the village of Trona. So I checked it out on Google Maps and damn! So I had no other option than to remove the video. But as I was making a video to apologize, I still had this sneaking suspicion that something was wrong. They even showed us 2 times this Strona, one in summertime, one in wintertime. So they want us to see this. But why? So I started to rewatch the videos of our good friend Richard Branson. I watched them over and over and over again until I finally cracked it. Let me first explain what Richard Branson is doing exactly. He is creating space tourism. What is space tourism? Well, you shoot people out of our crater and you show them the bigger Earth. You show them the planets, the stars, spaceship Earth. Okay, let's analyze this video. So you see the mothership releasing the aircraft. Now the aircraft is flying above the Californian mountains. The mothership returns to base. The aircraft is ascending vertically. Look at the sky. The sky is going from blue to black. That means that the aircraft is going into space. Here you have the Californian mountains again. Once in space, the aircraft goes horizontally. And from there you can see the bigger Earth. At least that was what I thought. So they threw out the bait and I ate it. Where did I go wrong? Now I know that these are the mountains of California, but these are the mountains of bigger Earth. But what are we looking at? So I watched it over and over again. It's like some kind of mind control is in my brain, preventing me from seeing the obvious. And then I realized, think Epcot. Now I see it, it's almost ridiculous. I couldn't see it. You have Epcot, the industrial park area, and the entrance complex. But what is this spot then? Take a look again at the Epcot map in Blender. And there, next to Epcot, you see a valley. This is the valley next to Epcot. And where would be our crater? Well, it would be around here. Why are they not showing the crater? Well, it would be too recognizable when they would show the continents. I thought I had an image of crater Earth, but it seems like I have an image of Epcot now. Let's zoom in and take a closer look. Are these roads or buildings? Take a look at the Cyrils Valley map. Obvious question is, why am I seeing the airport of the future silhouette of the Disney World map? What is happening here? When you put the two maps next to each other, it's almost identical. It's almost like the rocks have the same shape. Airport of the future, entrance complex, industrial park area and Epcot, all there. At this stage I'm starting to see the silhouette of Great Britain. Take a look at the Searles Valley. On the right the Virgin Galactic pictures, and on the left the Google Maps version. Completely unrealistic, it's almost a cartoon. To understand the size of it, look at the little houses in the front. After looking at it for a few minutes, I understood it's a pattern I have seen before. In Disneyland, Mecca. In Mecca you even see Antarctica, the white part. This, of course, is the silhouette of our crater. Let's compare all the top views and take the silhouette with the pyramid and the circle. Put it on Disneyland. Our crater, which is shown in a slightly different angle. And then, of course, Searles Trona. Clearly the same pattern. Take a look at the center. In the center of Disneyland you have the Templar's Cross. In Mecca you have the Black Stone. And here, I don't know. At first I thought it's a menorah, or maybe an Isis, or a reversed scarab, but it will have something to do with our brain again. At that point I was thinking, well, if the crater is the head, then maybe the rest of the Epcot map is the body. So I put a human body in it. Well, I very soon understood that it is not a male body, but a female body. Please welcome Trona, Searles Trona. The crater is the brain. Epcot is the heart. Epcot probably stands for Apep-cot. Apep house, the house of the Apep energy. The industrial park area stands for intestines. And now it comes the parasite humor. The entrance complex stands for the vagina and the womb. And finally, of course, the airport of the future are the feet. Now, some of my viewers will say it is a fossilized giant. Well, never say never. Maybe you can put this on the Great Britain map? Another viewer mailed me and he said, you have to look at the Disney Epcot Center in Orlando. I think they are rebuilding our crater there too. But I saw something else. I saw they were recreating our brain. And it was going very far, because take a look at this. A racetrack. Same in Searles Trona. And what about this strange form? Same in the Searles Valley. Why put millions of dollars in things like that unless it has some use? So I started looking for some brain parts with a similar shape, and that brought me to the shape of the ear, the hearing center and the balance center of the inner ear. This form is the recreation of the human head. But from this point it even got weirder, because let's zoom in on the brain. And there you see that our brain is in contact with another brain. Look at this strange head here. Follow the arrow. What is that? Zoom in a bit. What have we got here? A pyramid shape. Interesting. And what is it? It is the Dolphin Resort. Dolphin Resort? Okay, let's follow this path. Let's take the skull of a dolphin. What do we see? They are showing us the brain of a dolphin parasiting on a human brain. Is it that what I want to say here? First thing that is shooting through my mind is this one. Or are we talking fish god here? The Dagon. I remember watching in the 70s as a child a series called Man from Atlantis.
Start testing right away. I want to know his speed, agility, strength, and stamina. Holy mackerel.
Mark Harris. He's the only link between our world and those other strange civilizations. Civilizations that defy our imaginations.
Some people have brought Greater Earth in connection with Q. Let me explain what I think about it. People realize they are locked up in a prison. An energy is building up and people want to escape. But the slave masters know what to do. They build a second ring. And when people break the first ring, they are free. At least for a while. Until they bump onto the second ring. It's the old story of the red pill and the blue pill, of course. Let me explain how they build the second ring. First, you create the enemy, the Cabal. Then you create the Alliance, ready to pop up. It can be any minute now. Then you create the Exile, always very handy. These guys are innocent. Now they just have to wait for the right moment to activate this system. Trust the plan. People are fed up with the Tsar of Russia. In comes an exile, Lenin, who introduces communism, written by another exile, Marx, and they bring in this Stalin guy, mass murderer, who executes all the revolutionaries. People in South Africa have enough of their racist government. In comes an exile. People are fed up with the Shah in Iran. There's a big revolution and enters an exile who installs a religious dictatorship. We start seeing a pattern here. The French Revolution, people are fed up with aristocracy. Heads are being chopped off, but before you know it, some doctrine has entered the game. In comes our little dictator, Napoleon. Egypt, Cuba, China. The list is endless. People realize that the whole space story was one big lie. Worldwide revolutions are breaking out. But an American general is stepping forward. He is from the Alliance. They have been fighting the Cabal for a long time now, but they were waiting for the right moment. They always wanted to tell us that the whole space story was a lie, but they couldn't come out because they were not strong enough. The plan is activated. Now massive arrests are taking place. Some of the members of the Cabal presumably commit suicide. A trial is organized. Some patsies are sacrificed. Doppelgangers are locked up. Revolutionaries are being given medals, soon to be replaced by guillotines, because you have changed your democracy into a military dictatorship. A good military dictatorship of the Alliance. So the energy that was going to liberate you has even more enslaved you.